Happy morning. Today's topic is about duties of a doctor in a suspected case of criminal abortion. And the flow of presentation, where in initial section of the video, we will be discussing regarding a living individual, and in later section, where we will be discussing regarding the deceased individual. And first and foremost, towards the living individual, what are the circumstances, when to suspect, what are the history suggestive of, what are the signs and symptoms are suggestive of, and what are other legal formalities proceedings need to be carried out in a suspected case of a woman, suspected case of a criminal abortion, and other routine protocol, and what are the preservatives and how to manage when an individual has been discussed. And regarding the deceased, what are the prerequisites, what are the documents required, and how to opine regarding the criminal abortion that has occurred, regarding the method that has been adopted, and what are the complications, and what was the primary cause for causing death of a deceased, and other possible viscera preservations that should be collected to support our diagnosis or the opinion, and other medical legal implications regarding has been discussed detail in this video. And the presentation lasts for more than 40 minutes. Kindly pay attention and kindly make a note of your doubts, and finally it can be commented in the section below. And let's start the presentation. Criminal abortion is induced destruction and expulsion of a fetus from a home of a mother unlawfully, and it is most commonly resorted by widows and unmarried women, and a procedure which is usually carried out before third month of pregnancy. And a case of a criminal abortion is being investigated only when either a woman dies off, or otherwise someone informs to the police in an examination is necessary. And motive for criminal abortion, first and foremost, is to get rid of the children following an illicit intercourse with view to avoid shame and disgrace to the person as well as to the family. Second, to prevent inconvenient addition to the family. Third, regarding the property, hearing of it, and the presumptive thing related to property disputes. Fourth, a sex selective abortion, where by using an radiological modality, where they came to know regarding the sex of the fetus and they want to abort it. And the actual presentation, the duties of an RMP. First and foremost, he should ask the patient to make a statement or to make a confession of a statement about induction of a criminal abortion. If she refuses, right, doctor seeks a statement, but she refuses, and he should not pursue the matter, but he can inform to a police officer. Second, a doctor should keep all information obtained by him as a professional secret. Third, he must consult a professional colleague, and especially a senior, and if there been an query at any point of time, or there been a halt where he struggles to do so, then he can get a consultation. There is nothing wrong. Fourth, if a woman's condition is serious, the doctor should arrange for a recording of a dying declaration. And regarding dying declaration, alright, I need not explain. Point number 5, if a woman dies off, and he should not issue a death certificate, instead he should inform the police officer for the complete medical legal autopsy. Examination of a woman with alleged history of abortion. First and foremost, the external and the internal findings is almost similar to the signs of recent delivery, and regarding the physiological appearance and the physiological changes that are classically noted during course of pregnancy, those will be minimal or to the maximum depending upon the period of gestation. And if in case if it is less than 3 months, the the physiological changes will be of minimal. If it is 5 or 7 month of pregnancy, then most of the uh, physiological changes that occurs in are seen as such. And regarding the enlargement of breast, enlargement of abdomen, followed by appearance of striae marks and other changes are classically seen in later periods of pregnancy, and it will be minimal in the less than 3 months of gestation. And second, based on the modality of abortion that has been procured, regarding the method that was been adopted, the signs and symptoms of an individual may vary from one individual to another case. And if there been a local violence, then there will be history of more of bleeding PV and a localized injury over the parts, over the private parts, and a contusion, abrasion, lacerated injury more on the local parts. And if in case an abortifying agent has been taken, where the prodromal signs and symptoms regarding the adverse effect, or it may present as an only of an abdominal pain and other. And if there been an usage of an irritant or any toxicological agents, the signs and symptoms of ill health and warning signs and those will be present. And if there been an usage of an instrument, again the bleeding and other history will be predominant. Third factor that will vary, and the third issue is the time that has been elapsed between abortion and the period of examination. Again, if the duration is being shorter, then the signs will be seen in a larger, and if it been a longer duration, the abortion has occurred on some weeks before or months before, and examination has been carried out, then these signs will be of minimal, or it almost looks like a normal individual. And here in case, again from the repetition from the first slide, a doctor can examine a living subject or otherwise on a dead who has been sent for a post-mortem examination. And regarding examination of a living individual, and foremost, what is the circumstance of the examination, right? And it can be of two. And first and foremost, where a woman who has been charged with abortion, but she wishes to conceal the information, right? And this is the first circumstances. And second circumstance, where woman alleges abortion after sustaining a blow and in order to inflict severe penalty on the accused who has caused the blow, is the second circumstance, right? And first we will discuss regarding the first circumstance where woman is being charged with abortion. And the prerequisite for the both circumstances, it is similar. First and foremost is to obtain a requisition from the concerned authority. Second, identification of a female, identification marks, documentation, two identification marks. Third, a written informed consent from a female is necessary. Fourth, if a doctor is being male, there should be presence of a female nurse while examining a female. And in part of a brief history, the date, time, place of abortion that has occurred, methods that has been used to procure abortion, and if she even either she, in some cases where a police officer would have recovered from the scene of crime some instruments, either in a syringe or any other abortifying agents, either in form of drugs or any form of an oil or any other material, right? And it should be asked in a history, and if she narrates, better to document, or if she denies, better to make it as she has denied the information. Fourth, history of any illegal termination. Regarding illegal termination, whether the method has been sorted out by herself or with the help of someone else. And other parts of EST by any unauthorized person is most commonly concealed, right? And the way she behaves and may also be indicative to there been some sort of a crime that has been committed. And in part of most is the cloth. Clothing must be examined, and especially the undergarments that she has been wearing. Either it has been stained with a blood stain, or otherwise any of the abortifying agents like a fluid or a soapy material may be seen on undergarment. And if the undergarment or the clothing is being wet, better to dry those in open air and collect it and pack it properly and preserve it, and it can be sent for Central Forensic Science Laboratory investigation. Regarding the general examination, in some cases where a woman may show signs of ill health, GI disturbances, and extreme exhaustion. And again, based on the method that has been adopted, the signs and symptoms vary, right? And if it has been of an irritant or there been an ingestion of any poisonous substances, where she show features of ill health and according to the substance that has been consumed, where there will be associated nausea, vomiting, will be seen. And in cases of any sort of gender violences, you can on the external examination, you can able to see contusion marks or any form of violences, any skin change can be detected. And regarding in case of sepsis, right, in cases of sepsis where there have been a usage of aseptic materials to procure abortion, either a sharp penetrating object or otherwise any irritant that has been applied, or there have been an associated perforation on parts of abdomen and other, where there will be features of pyrexia associated with chills and rigor, pain over abdomen, and tachycardia. All these features suggest that there have been an onset of sepsis as a result of the methods that have been used to procure abortion. And always remember, in part of a general examination, it not only includes external examination, it also, in cases of extreme illnesses as a result of procuring abortion, if there have been an extreme illnesses where individual to be admitted and IV lines need to be secured, and looking for vitals followed by other ultrasonogram and other radiological examinations need to be carried out. And if there have been any warning signs in form of any abnormalities of vitals, features of sepsis, then USG is mandatory. And on USG, if there have been any perforation of an uterus or there have been a continuous profuse bleeding, then appropriate treatment, first aid, and other are essential part. And first and foremost, saving the life of an individual comes first, then the legal formalities. Considering the length of the video, I need not repeat the signs of recent delivery in living again, and you can find a link of this video in the description section by clicking it, and you can play it at later point of time. And these are the signs of recent delivery will be seen. And regarding the local examination pertaining to abortion, where appearance of perineum, vulva, and vagina are noted, and there may be presence or absence of injuries, and again abrasions, contusions, and laceration, and varying degrees of injuries can be seen. And if there have been multiple attempts which has been made on different days, and again by making out the aging of injury, those findings can be figured out. And classically, 6 penny bruises may be seen on either sides of the thighs. And Coming to condition of the os is being noted, and after procuring abortion, where the os remains dilated for few days, and based on the method, based on the instrument that has been applied, where os margins may show features of injuries, and presence of recent tears, marks of forceps, or any other instrument in and around genitalia should be noted, and the character and amount of discharge again to be noted, and in extreme degrees of local violences where perforation or on a profuse bleeding PV can occur in, and again in part of it, and we also look for vitals and other, and part of a general examination missed to some of the points where vitals and the grouping cross matching to be done, and if there been a need of a blood transfusion, those again need to be arranged, and in cases of sepsis where offensive purulent vaginal discharges and a tender uterus on examination can be found in. Investigation, serum and urine gives positive result for the test for HCG up to 7 to 10 days, and if an abortion that has been carried out in early weeks of gestation, the signs may be ill-defined, and whatever the signs that have persist for a longer time, and if a sepsis has taken place, if an abortion that has been carried out in later months will show more amount of signs, and if it is in early weeks, the signs of abortions will be of minimal, or otherwise it will be ill-defined. Scenario number 2, where woman allege an abortion after an blow or an injury that has been inflicted, and her motive is to have a severe penalty on the accused who has inflicted, or otherwise a relationship between a trauma and abortion. Relationship between trauma and abortion. The prerequisite and the general examination findings is almost similar, and only in part of local examination where a woman alleges or a woman makes an history that there has been a blow over part of her abdomen or over her private parts which has resulted in an abortion, and on part of an external examination we can figure out a contusion or otherwise a lacerated injury or part of an external surface of the abdomen, and other findings are almost similar, and remember wherein a trauma can even cause a serious life-threatening injury to woman, and even it is even difficult to answer whether a trauma that has resulted in abortion, and the most likely etiology where first and foremost in a traffic accident, second as a result of a fall or a direct assault on a pregnant woman, and where a trauma can result in a rupture of membranes or otherwise premature separation of a placenta may occur in some cases where it can be directly related to trauma. Criteria to figure out a relationship between trauma and abortion. A trauma event which has occurred and within 24 hours by a process that has ultimately led to abortion need to be proven. Second, the fetus and placenta should be normal. It means that it should not suffer from any disease condition or any other congenital abnormalities relating to fetus. Third, appearance of fetus and placenta should be compatible with the period of pregnancy at which a trauma that has occurred in. Point number 4, factors that known to cause abortion should be absent. It means that there should not be any abnormalities towards uterus, including any congenital defects of development or any other growth within endometrial polyps, incompetent cervical loss, or there should not be any history of repeated abortions without any causes in past pregnancies, or mother should not be suffering from any of the chronic infections like syphilis, toxoplasmosis involving uterus, uh, any history of exposure to any of the abortifying agents or an X-ray or any sort of teratogenic factors like exposure to X-rays, lead exposures, folic acid antagonists, and other. Or there should not be any physical attempt to induce abortion. All right, and these are the factors most likely to cause abortion. These all factors should be absent. Point number 5, an adherent clot or a depression on the placental surface is to be seen. Regarding examination of a dead woman, and what are the prerequisites, right? Almost prerequisite documents that are needed for autopsy or mandatory. And second, when to suspect, right? When a deceased being pregnant and she is being deeply cyanosed. And second, where instruments that are being used to procure abortion or any abortifying agents have been found at scene of crime. Third, underlying clothing appear to be disturbed after death, or in part of on a local exam, in part of local parts, there have been discharge of fluid, or on a soapy or on a blood stained fluid that has been discharging from private parts of a deceased, and other circumstances like where a living individual has been subjected and she's been undergoing treatment, and in spite of the treatment measures she has died. Then again, a doctor should not issue a death certificate. He should subject a deceased for an autopsy. And these are the circumstances, or these are the scenarios we need to suspect that it could be a probable case of a criminal abortion. And what are the medical legal questions that we are supposed to answer after completing a complete autopsy? First and foremost, was the deceased been pregnant recently? Second, was there been any evidence of abortion? And here, evidence of abortion, it doesn't mean that the instruments that have been collected from the scene of crime support. And here, it is by the examination of the internal as well as the external examination of the deceased, and by which we opine upon. Third, was there any evidences of criminal interferences either by usage of instrument or the drugs? Fourth, was the cause of death is being related to abortion? And these are the medical legal questions that we are about to answer after completing a autopsy. Evidences that can be collected from the scene of crime. First and foremost, the conditions of the blood lining, and here the blood lining would have been contaminated or otherwise would have been stained with the soapy material or a fluid, or it would have been uh, stained from the discharges from the pregnant woman, and it has been collected as an evidence from a scene of crime. Second, the arrangements of the clothing, especially the underclothing, and where again from the point of one, the explanation stands the same. Either it could have been stained from any of the material, or otherwise it has been stained only by the bloody discharge from the local parts. Third, any evidences of discarded linen, dressings, or the cotton wools, swabs, bowls, or any other instruments that has been used for procuring abortions that have been found from the scene of crime. Fourth, presence of any known abortifying agents. The expelled material. Here, the alleged material which has been expelled from uterus should be examined to state whether it is a product of conception or something else. And in first instance, the recognition of the products or the material that has been expelled will be often a question. And to avoid any artifact where material is being washed in water to dissolve the blood on the undersurface or on the external surface of the suspected material. And if it is found to be in a blood clot, then a grouping and followed by precipitating test can be performed to know whether it is compatible with the woman's blood group. And if it is found to be in a fetus, then the age determination process to start in. And with the help of a microscope, we can also differentiate whether it has been a blood clot, fetus, or on a polyp, or any other fibroid, or any other thing. And regarding whether to know whether it is in a fetus or something else, right? And in initial stages of pregnancy, where even it can be passed from a womb of a mother without her notice, right? And here in case where maybe the retained products of conception, it also be passed through. And where the size of the fetus, and if it been in later weeks of pregnancy, where most of the morphological features would have attained by, then it will be easy to differentiate, and only by doing a careful examination we can tell it so. And if it been a fetus, then age estimation, right? We need to measure the length of the height of the fetus, then the circumferences like head, chest, abdomen circumferences, and followed by the examination of a fetus, and whether it is an alive bone, dead bone, and other. And this detailing can be seen in a separate video, and coming to this presentation, and followed by the vaginal contents to be removed by pipetting and examined for further chemical analysis. And if the expelled material shows signs of any of the abortifying agents usage, or there been a presence of a fluid or any other soapy material, or there been an infiltrate injury on a part of a placenta or on a part of an umbilical cord, then those can be preserved and can be processed for further analysis. First and foremost, the methods that has been involved in, and abortion by ingestion of a drug or a local drug which has been kept under the private parts, which has resulted in abortion. And abortion by drugs where examination of gastrointestinal tract is necessary, the whole tract and followed by its content together with other body organs to be preserved for analysis. And here we can get even a partially digested a drug or on a partially remnant of the metabolite can be detected in other organs, and by collecting serum and other bodily fluids we can even detect the usage of drugs. And again, the time elapsed between the abortion and examination is being crucial, and in deceased it is possible by collecting serum and other body fluids we can estimate the amount of drug that has been used in, and what is the nature of the drug, and other detailing can be obtained. Regarding examination of the private parts, where usage of these drugs, especially potassium permanganate tablets, crystals, can cause a localized punched out lesion with raised edges and black granular scarring at the base. So by doing a meticulous examination where erosions, inflammations due to local application of any irritant or any drug or any caustic substances, that can be detected. And if there been a time elapse where a necrotic pseudomembrane formation is also being seen. And in some cases, where police officers collect drugs from a scene of crime, and by looking at the drug or just matching with the remnants that has been collected, a proceeding can also be conducted during course of autopsy. Abortion, and when to suspect, where there have been gross injuries on the local parts and well evident, and there have been presence of sepsis, or there have been signs of infection, and in prior history on admission there have been history of fever and other, and there have been increased abdominal discomfort, and in those circumstances we need to anticipate where there could be an usage of instruments, especially any form of sticks or any sharp penetrating object that has been used to cause or to procure abortion. And foremost, signs of injury to the abdomen as well as the body may or may not be present. After opening the abdomen, where inspection of the organs, and we need to look for punctures, ruptures, or hemorrhages, tears, or any sort of inflammation on the soft viscera. And if there has been a embolism is being suspected, there may be presence of air within the large vessels as well as on the heart. And in description section and how to diagnose embolism and other links have been provided. And if there been any usage of any sharp penetrating object, even in form of a cycle spoke or any long instrument, where there will be an injury over parts of an uterus which has resulted in perforation, and even diaphragm may be perforated and causing even injuries to lungs and heart. And uterus may be crepitant, and bubbles may be seen on the under surfaces of the serosal surface and even under the parietal peritoneum of the pelvis. And uterus need to be, and classically uterus is being opened first by a classical cesarean section, and uterus opened along its long axis, and the color, the size, and the texture is being noted. If chorionic sac is still being present, then its integrity and attachments of decidua are being noted. And if nothing is present or only some part of a fetal tissue and POC are being present, then those can be collected and it can be subjected for DNA profiling, and other fetal tissues, fetal blood can be preserved. And regarding curettage and endometrium may even show even evidence of scooping, and a localized ulceration can also be seen. And if there been usage of any instruments where a retained part of an instrument or a brokerage of instrument during the course of procuring abortion can be left over within the uterus, that can again be recovered and subjected. And remember, one such feature that will differentiate infections from a natural abortion and an artificial abortion are, in case of a natural abortion, where infection presentations are rare but predominantly seen in artificial abortion, especially when there been usage of instruments. And other are dissecting cervical canal and noting out the injuries to the cervix, and whether there been cavitation, fissures, lacerations, and perforations need to be documented. And all the findings, the structure and the findings. And here the vaginal canal, and it shows signs of laceration, bruising, perforations, and inflammations, and even a retaining of foreign material. It could be of a part of a broken instrument or on a part of an irritant plant, either in a leaf, flower, or even a stem of an irritant plant would have been retained within the uterus. Cervical canal appears dilated, and again cervix will appear like in a groove-like structure, parallel notches of the cervical canal, and tenaculum marks have been seen, and an instrument that has been used to procure abortion. And coming to uterus, where perforations of varying size and shapes can be detected, and one or multiple perforations can be noted in part of the uterus, especially over the fundus part. And the perforations need to be measured with the help of a measuring tape. And commenting regarding the injury, and the margins of the perforations need to be mentioned. And a corresponding fundus perforation can cause injuries over the adjacent intestine. Segments of omentum mesentery may enter within the uterine cavity, and in some cases where there may be associated perforations over intestine and omentum and mesentery are being noticed. And if degree of force been in larger, where perforations of diaphragm can also be noted, and even lungs, heart can be even injured. And extent of damage is more likely towards unskilled or semi-skilled hands, and also when there been an attempt of a self-abortion. And nature of injury, nature of the instrument can be identified. Regarding abortion by syringing, and again it is almost same like an instrumental abortion, and the additional findings, the a fluid within vagina, or there may be a soiling over the parts of the clothes, and genital cala may show features of corrosion, tissue damages due to usage of antiseptic or an irritant or any other corrosive material, and the fluid or the discharge from the local parts may be a dark red fluid, and even the fetal membrane and a part of a detachment of a placenta may be seen along with the material. And regarding the venous system, where uterine, ovarian, and the pelvic veins and all other veins extending from the sides of uterus up to right heart may show features of ballooning out and presence of bubbles of gases within them. Injected fluid, right, SOP material or any fluid of inconsistency can causes expansion of an uterine sinusoid. From there, it can dislodge up to right heart, and it can also involve superior as well as inferior vena cava, and followed by involving pulmonary conus, may show features of bubble formation and a semi-fluid, and it on external appearance it appears to be ballooned out, and followed by when there been an involvement of coronary vessels due to presence of air and a bubbling effect, it causes a localized segmentation of coronary vessels. And on X-ray or on morphological appearance, it appears like a beaded structure, and on touching, it may appears an characteristic elastic feeling can also be noted. And the mechanism is here begin is under pressure, where these sinusoids and these vasculatures have been involved. And if in case of a living individual, where a delayed death can occur when individual is being at rest and have been temporarily locked in uterus. Once there been a movement or signs of movement, where this dislodgement of this soapy fluid and other can dislodge from these structures can cause a delayed air embolism at later point of time. And these structures need to be dissected, and followed by the findings to be documented. Regarding viscera preservation, what are the viscera to be preserved to support our diagnosis or the opinion? Viscera preservation, and regarding vaginal contents, where there has been any secretions or any fluid within the vagina to be collected either by a swab or by pipetting in a clear sterile container for further analysis to detect any presence of chemical or drugs or any other soapy material. And pubic hair to be collected. The second sample is pubic hair. Either it can be clipped off or pulled off from the region. And other are blood, again for serology and for toxicological analysis, blood being preserved. And for any grouping cross matching, and for other routine analysis like complete hemogram or on a complete blood count, this blood can be utilized. And regarding urine, to be collected in sterile container, and regarding the content of the stomach as well as the stomach need to be preserved for toxicological analysis. And here in case if there been usage of any GI irritant in any form of abortifying agents, and even swabs from the walls of the stomach can be preserved in. And even there may be a localized erosion as a result of an abortifying agent or on a potassium permanganate crystals, where those again can be collected, and even if there been a necessary, then it can be also be photographed. And blood from inferior vena cava and both cardiac ventricles can also be collected for further analysis. And any fluid, any retained local collected fluid within a uterine cavity, and as well as the swabs from the uterine wall can be preserved for further examination. Regarding tissues for histological and histopathological examination, where now organs need to be weighed before and followed by a serial sections. Cut sections need to be done during course of autopsy, and after retrieving the organs from the deceased, it should be inspected and followed by serial cuts and weighing of the organs, then collecting for histopathological examination with adding of 10% formalin as a preservative. And here in this case particular, where uterus along with ovary and can be subjected, and other like whole dissected heart, and half of each kidney, piece of liver, piece of both lungs can also be subjected, and followed by pieces of spleen, and any other soft tissue which has an abnormal architecture or an abnormal texture can also be subjected for histopathological examination. And see to that an appropriate or an proportionate preservative is being added to avoid artifacts or to avoid decomposition of the viscera that has been preserved in. And blood on cloth to be also collected. And these are the viscera that to be collected regarding criminal abortion. And coming to causes of death, and here the causes of death can be divided into immediate causes, delayed, and remote causes. First and foremost, the immediate causes, the vagal inhibition, right, due to a sudden unbearable pain can result in a vagal inhibition, and then the autopsy findings are minimal to support vagal inhibition. And second, as a result of syringing or any usage of any instrument can result in air embolism. And in description section you can find out the link for air embolism and what are the tests and how to perform or how to diagnose air embolism in a link below. And hemorrhage, most commonly where an on opening abdominal cavity, where even you can see partially clotted or on a fluid mixed blood on the opening of abdominal cavity, and again it should be quantified and it should be documented. And when there have been presence of massive hemorrhage, most of the soft tissues on dissection will appear pale, and signs of asphyxia and petechial hemorrhages on all along the visceral structures may be seen. And fat embolism, again a description in the link of the video in the description section. Amniotic fluid embolism can also cause immediate death. Rarely, usage of poisoning agents to terminate pregnancy can be a causative as well as it can also causes immediate death. And regarding delayed death, most commonly, all these are all towards infection. If there have been an usage of instrumentation, then these signs and these features like septicemia, pyemia, confined local infections, and toxemia, genital peritonitis can be can be responsible for delayed death. And regarding a remote death, where as a result of a complication to the any of the methods that has been used in can present as features of jaundice, renal failure, bacterial endocarditis, and pulmonary embolism can cause a remote death in a case of a criminal abortion. This video presentation, first and foremost, the flow of presentation, it includes living as well as the deceased, some points towards living, or a take-home message where life-saving measures and treatment and first aid are predominantly more important than the legal implication, where life-saving measures to be adopted, and then we can proceed regarding the legal implication at later point of time. And there should not be a confuse where legal comes in first or whether medical comes in first. Always remember, medical comes in first, then the legal implications. Second, if there been a chance of a death or there been warning signs even in spite of treatment, and the signs and symptoms of the individual is been deteriorating for longer since, then RMP should arrange for a dying declaration and to inform a police officer. Third, never issue a death certificate in a suspected case of criminal abortion where deceased individual need to be subjected for medical legal autopsy. Then the opinion regarding cause of death and etc. can be done. Third is never issue a death certificate. Fourth, if it possible to make out the positive methods during examination, it can be stated. If you are not sure, then no need to state the method that has been adopted. And collecting the localized swabs and smears during examination of living is necessary. And if there been usage of any material to clean off or to wipe off the secretions and other where there been losses of evidences. And regarding the deceased, where pre-request and the signs of recent delivery, and those again will be a finding, and primarily a dissection of organs, and followed by the presentations of injuries over local parts, and with the history and with the presentation like discharge of soapy material, discharge of gross blood from the private parts, 6 penny bruises on part of thigh, localized injuries over the soft tissue, and associated with perforations, and retained of partially expelled contents of fetus need to be preserved for further examination. And if there have been only products of conception being collected as in a separate sample, where a DNA collection from the separate sample as well as from the woman need to be collected, and to be in simpler terms, where grouping a sample to be collected for grouping and cross matching. And if there be presence of placenta, umbilical cord, again those again to be subjected for histopathological examination. And remember, vaginal swabs, smears, and as well as the swabs from the uterine wall, and noting the perforations and other associated complications within the body need to be narrated properly in the autopsy report. And even on the first instant, where an RMP is not sure regarding the cause of death, he can issue a cause of death as an appending after receiving the toxicological analysis and histopathological evidences, then a final opinion can be derived in. And other points an undergraduate should remember are when there been a skilled hand that has been involved, the injuries are less in nature and less chance of being infected. And if there been a case of a natural abortion on a suspected living as well as on deceased, where infections are rare and there will not be any associated injuries. And if there been an inexperienced hand or there been an self instrumentation by the woman herself will cause grievous injury or gross injuries over the private parts, and the complications like perforations of stomach, perforation of uterus, followed by adjacent structures can be noted, and there will be gross infection and signs of fever, signs of sepsis will be noted in almost all cases. And again, it varies based upon the method that has been used, because the gross infections may vary. If you remember these, it is more than sufficient. And if there have been any doubts, query, kindly address those in comment section below. Thank you so much for your patient listening. Kindly follow us on social media.